Here we go.
Some spicy stuff today, although not spicy stuff coming from the Broncos locker room, Cease.
No, Broncos locker room is fine. They're focused. They know what they have in front of them. But our good old friend Jerry Jeudy, man, he had some things to say today.
He had some things to get off his chest. Now, maybe the most provocative of these was not said in the press conference format, and we'll dive into that as this show goes on. But I wouldn't say he had hot takes. I think he was just wanting to get some stuff off his chest today.
And we've seen this before with one Jerry Jeudy. We're here to talk about it today. It is orange and blue today. Cecil, Lammey, Andrew Mason. And yeah, we've talked to Jerry plenty, Mace, and there's just times when he wants to say something, but then he says a little bit too much. And I think perhaps today was one of those days with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and it was inevitable. Like today was the day that he met the media, and then there were a few other things that came out that weren't in the group setting that were a bit more spicy that he shared with Tony Grossi. Tony, by the way, if you want passion, Tony Grossi, longtime reporter covering the Browns, just ask Tony Grossi about the notion of Art Modell getting in the Hall of Fame, because he will tell you at great length and well-researched reasoning why Art Modell, for what he did to Cleveland in taking the Browns away, should never sniff the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I happen to agree with him on that.
All right, well, let's talk about the Jerry Jeudy stuff. Where would you like to start, Mace? Because this is it's kind of a build here with Jerry.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to throw out the comment to Tony Grossi that he said was asked his feelings, and he said, quote, "My feelings, I just want to go back up there and whip their ass," unquote. Okay. So there's some frustration there. I actually want to start. Let's start with the first thing. He's asked, did you circle this game on the schedule when it came out back in March? Here's Jerry Jeudy talking to Cleveland media about that.
When the schedule came out, I think it was May, did you circle this game?
I ain't circled it, but I definitely seen that was on the schedule. Was very excited about it. And now it's here. Now it's time to perform.
Maybe he didn't literally circle it, but if you notice it, that means you've metaphorically circled it.
Yes.
I'd say that's kind of what I got from that.
Yeah, I think on your Google Calendar, unless he's got a stylus on his phone like I do.
Nice.
iPhones don't have stylus. I'll take my digs for Androids when I can, but you're not circling the game, but you're circling the game. And Jerry Jeudy definitely wants to come back, and as he told Tony Grossi, kick their ass. I mean, this is just a locker room type of comment that it's bulletin board material. It's exactly what that team doesn't need.
Yeah, exactly not. And now let's go into this. Let's retrace things last year, because of course there were trade rumors floating around Jerry Jeudy throughout the season. The Broncos, in fact, had an offer for Jeudy at the trade deadline, and as they got a bit of momentum for the season, they had the couple of wins over Green Bay and Kansas City. They throttled back and decided to stand pat at the deadline. According to reports, that trade they could have gotten at the deadline would have included a third-round pick. By the time they traded him, it was a fifth-round pick. But by the time they traded him, he very much wanted out, as he said he asked to be traded.
And here's Jerry Jeudy.
What was your relationship like with Sean Payton? And I mean, did it hurt when they made that decision to move on?
Nah, it didn't hurt at all, because that's what I wanted, but it was cool.
Did you ask to be traded?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Were you, even though you asked to be traded, were you still disappointed it didn't work out there?
Yeah. Because I don't want to finish where I started at, but I just felt like I needed a fresh start, a new atmosphere, and now I'm here, and I'm excited about that.
Remember, Cease, those trade rumors actually started not at the trade deadline, but way back around the league meetings in March 2023.
Yep.
And Sean Payton had to shoot the trade rumors down. There were rumors involving both Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, and they chose to stand pat right then and there. So as we saw as the season went on, of course, he had to address the trade rumors in October. Then he addressed them right after the season in the locker room clean-out media session that you and I were both a part of. Basically, there were, first of all, I think he got tired of all the rumblings. I mean, their rumblings are happening because discussions are happening, right? And with Sean Payton, it wasn't a matter of Sean Payton not investing the time. You and I both made note of the fact that we would see Sean Payton during training camp practices, during the open periods of practice, giving Jerry Jeudy individual coaching. He was really trying to get him up and get him right. And it didn't materialize. And then the frustration mounted, of course, last October, talking about how he's getting open. That was the, turn on the film, right? Go watch the film after the Kansas City game. And so think about that and then listen to this. This is, I have it labeled in the back end as passive aggressive, but I think this exchange also kind of reveals a lot about the frustration he had in Denver compared to where he is now, where it seems like he's quite enjoying working with Jameis Winston in Cleveland. But here's what Jerry had to say today.
Do you think this is the best stretch of your career?
As far as in getting the ball, yeah. As far as in getting open and doing what I'm supposed to do, no.
Just because you've always done that?
Yeah.
Of course he's always done that. Of course he has. Sean put his arm around him, man. Like the previous comments, I'll be honest, Mace, not that it pisses me off. I don't have enough calories to burn over Jerry Jeudy, but Sean took the time. Sean made him almost a personal project.
Yeah.
And then he's there talking about this type of stuff. We know you got open, Jerry, but we know by the time you got open, Russell Wilson had already moved off of you. That was the problem last year, at least. The other quarterbacks notwithstanding, but this whole stuff, Sean Payton tried to get through to Jerry, and I'll defend Sean in that angle.
Hey, he tried, and Jerry Jeudy's also right when he says he's getting open. I mean, I think the clip that'll jump out to a lot of people when looking back last year is the Houston Texans game. And Jerry's got an acreage to himself down the left flank, and Russell Wilson doesn't see him. So, and this was another thing. Russell Wilson, not the right type of quarterback for Jerry Jeudy's skill set. Well, Jerry Jeudy is a guy who he'll run a good route, and he relies on the ball kind of arriving in time. And really, this is why the best quarterback for him in his years with the Broncos, it was Teddy Bridgewater. And the moment where it looked like it was going to work out to something big for Jerry Jeudy was as you went through the offseason and training camp heading into the start of the 2021 season. Because, man, I can recall watching OTAs that year, Cease, and seeing that he and Teddy were locked in. And I'm talking about, it's like a, 25-yard, out pattern. And Teddy's throwing the ball just as Jerry's starting to make his cut. He's throwing it to a spot, and it's precise. And, man, late May, early June, I got excited thinking about the possibilities of a Jerry Jeudy, Teddy Bridgewater combination. And so you fast forward to week one, of the 2021 season, Broncos Giants. Broncos end up winning that game going away to start the season. And Jerry Jeudy and Teddy Bridgewater, man, they're on point in that game. And Judy, in the middle of the third quarter, he gets a catch. He's up to 72 yards on 6 catches. He's leading the Broncos in receiving yards at that point. I mean, it's hard not to think wide receiver 1 at that moment. And then he suffered a high ankle sprain, and you don't see him again until the end of October. And even then, he wasn't all the way back. That, I still look at that as the moment where the road really started to fork for Jerry Jeudy and had it not worked out. Now, there was that moment at the end of the season in 2022. Remember, he had the 3 touchdowns against Kansas City, and the last 5 or 6 games, his production was really good. And so there was another moment. That was the thing. Jerry kept having these moments where, like, okay, man, it's there. This is why you picked him number 15 overall. This is why you picked him ahead of CeeDee Lamb. This is why you picked him ahead of Justin Jefferson. I mean, there were those glimpses, but those glimpses did not become sustained reality. And now we're looking at a situation here where I believe it's been 4 games that Jameis Winston's been in there because he came in for the Baltimore game, right, for Cleveland? Okay. Jerry Jeudy in those 4 games with Jameis Winston, 5 for 79, 7 for 73, 6 for $142, 6 for 85. I mean, he is, so you add that up, it's 152, 142, that's 294 plus 85. So 379. He's averaging 95 yards a game with Jameis Winston. And just get out your abacus and multiply that by 17 to see what that extrapolates to. So, yeah. And it's why, he's excited about when the notion of Jameis Winston coming back to Cleveland next year is brought up. He's excited about that. He's excited about that because he is finally on the same page with the quarterback in a way that we really only saw in those summer months of 2021 with Teddy before the high ankle sprain.
And of course, we have the greatest chat room of all time, YouTube What's Up, because Nathan brings this up. Bo Nix would have made Jerry Jeudy look fan-flipping-tastic.
Not better than he is, maybe just what he should have been and what we all expected when the Broncos took him number 15. That's
you ain't lying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Bo would have done that. It's sort of one of the sad ironies for Jerry Jeudy as a Bronco, as you look back on it, is that they finally got the quarterback who probably would have been the perfect fit for him after the trade.
Yep.
It is what it is, but
precision and timing, man.
But he just, the timing has been off, and Jerry wanted to move on. Let's play this comment because he was asked about what his last straw was with the Broncos, because I think there's a lot in here just about the overall state of the Broncos the last several years. And here's Jerry talking about that.
What was sort of your last straw? I mean, there was going to be more change coming in Denver this next year. Or what was your final line in the sand where you were like, I just have to move on?
It was just a new change every year, and just the amount of plays I had got throughout the year last year, and just knowing the player I am, and I wasn't satisfied how they were using me, and I felt like I could do way more than what they expected of me, and I felt limited, so I felt like I had to go somewhere else to really showcase what I'm about.
Jerry, how do you feel the difference here?
Oh, hell yeah.
Saw the difference in his checkbook.
Yeah, Cleveland paid him.
Did not see the difference with Deshaun Watson. So the difference in Cleveland is him and Jameis.
Yes, because the games with Deshaun Watson, he had more than 35 yards twice. I mean, really, if you give credit to Jameis Winston for anything, first of all, at this stage of the game, he's a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. We'll get into Jameis over the weekend because obviously Sean Payton had a lot to say about Jameis. I mean, he's playing good ball right now. And you know what? He was playing good ball for Sean Payton back in 2021 before the ACL tear. I mean, this is not 30 for 30 Jameis anymore. He plays them now. There's, as we saw in that Steelers game last week on Thursday night, there's still going to be a couple balls that are there for the taking, but he's not doing that as much anymore. And so now you see a receiver like Jerry Jeudy, who he'll run his route, he'll get open. You just got to get him the ball in the right spot. Where Jeudy isn't good at is kind of getting beyond play structure. Like, okay, it's beyond design. You got to break it off. That's not Jerry Jeudy's strength. Jerry Jeudy is the guy who said, if you're gonna run an 8-yard dig, right? And he'll be precise on that route. He'll be where you want him to be in play design. That's a strength of his. So, man,
he needs to be better at the stem of his route, because like he can get into his route, and that's where Devon Vele wins. Vele doesn't win at the stem yet. He doesn't win when he makes his break. That's why he doesn't seem to have separation. But Vele gets get off. Yeah. Judy will win once he's into his route. But those extra little dance moves he always did at the beginning, the timing. You have to rely on the timing of, I'm going to get off cleanly. I'm going to use your leverage against you. And at the stem, when I make my break, what is this route? That's where he needed to further excel, because at the line of scrimmage, he would dance too much and throw the timing off.
Do you think he just overthought his moves trying to beat a corner right there off the snap?
I think he might have too many moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's got so many. You have to understand how teams are going to play you. But PS2's got him, man. PS2, I believe in 8 games for the primary receiver he's guarded, has allowed 25 yards or less.
Yeah, and it was interesting. One of the things that Judy did say today in Cleveland was that he thought PS2 was going to shadow him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the right call here. And what you're facing with Cleveland, of course, Amari Cooper no longer in the mix now. He's a Buffalo Bill. It really is, when it comes to the wide receiver position right now for Cleveland, there's one guy you've got to be really concerned with, and it's the guy that signed the big contract in the offseason, and it's the guy that's a former Bronco.
Yep.
So,
and they've tried. They got Elijah Moore over. I like Moore coming out of college, It's Cedric Tillman that's there. He's a little bit banged up this week, though. But it's, this Jerry Jeudy matchup. And these Jerry Jeudy feelings, he just couldn't stay away from them, Mace. He couldn't. And maybe Tony just brings it out of him, because is Tony like the Mark Kisla of Cleveland, do you think?
A little bit, yeah, except he's around the Browns more often. I mean, Mark Kiss can kind of go pretty much anywhere. Grossie's really, all Browns, and then you've got some beat reporters there. Like I think you heard Mary Kay Cabot's voice there in the questions, and she's been covering that. She was covering the team, the Browns 1.0, which also tells you how long some of these reporters have been around football in Northeast Ohio.
Right.
And if you've covered that team for that long, you've seen some stuff. You've seen a lot of stuff.
Stuff is a word to use, right?
Yeah.
Stuff. You could use another word, but you can use the word stuff.
I don't want to be demonetized. That's why I use stuff instead of the Brown word.
Yes.
The Browns. The Brown, maybe that's the problem. They're the Browns.
The brown pants.
And what's the brown word? They're not wearing, by the way, they're not wearing brown pants. They're wearing their best white jersey combo this week. It's the Orange helmets, white jerseys, orange pants. Ooh,
Okay.
yes. Which I saw that and I'm like, okay, if you want to have a nice contrast, Broncos, it's obviously white helmets, navy jerseys. Go for the white pants and the navy and the navy socks and get to it, man. But we'll see. I think they're going to wear navy pants for this one. That's the rumor.
Yeah. I got a little bit of feedback because Michael says somebody playing Atari in the background. I think it's the battery situation or whatever.
Well, why don't we play one of these PJ Locke clips and hopefully I can remedy that. Play the longer PJ Locke clip and I'll fix it.
I'll play a couple of PJ Locks. Jerry Jeudy, one of the best wide receivers there is.
Yeah, man. I honestly consider Judy one of the best receivers in the league. Just, I mean, he's different. Like he's just his ability to like cut on a dime, his speed. A lot of receivers like they kind of like pace themselves. But Jude is like full speed, cut on a dime, and like it's super tough to guard. But like I don't know, man. It's exciting to go against. So, but obviously everybody here pretty much like felt what that was like when he was here. You know, just going against him in practice and stuff like that. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun, and we shall.
You gotta turn me off, man.
I did. And
no,
then,
but like the screen off so people won't see my fat gut on camera as I sit down.
Let me see. How would I do that? I would do. Oh no, not that. I can mute you. I can remove you. I don't think I can stop your cam though.
Actually, you know what? I mean,
you can stop your cam, but I can't.
I could stop my cam. I could have probably removed myself right there. See?
Bang.
I should have done it myself. See?
Ha. Send him the signal. No more mace. I would say stop your cam next time so it doesn't change the camera view because I can't stop your cam. You can actually stop your cam because I can stop mine. Watch this. Look at that. Huh?
Yeah, but the thing is, I wonder if I can I do that on here with my Okay, yeah. See, I can't necessarily do that with this here. I have to do it with my camera on my phone there. So, you know, tis what it is. Anyway, so which comment was that? Judy, hell of a player, or Juicy?
One Judy, of the best wide receivers.
Yes. Okay, and let's hear PJ talk about how Judy moves, and it's because my question to him was, you know, when you watched him practice, were you guys ever just like, damn, like what did he just do? Because that was the thing. Like Jerry Jeudy in training camp and OTAs, so you could attest to this, seeing these practices, man, he would do things that made your jaw drop. And that's what part of, I think, why a lot of us in the Broncos punditry class kept saying, man, it's going to come around for him because we kept seeing it on the field on a regular basis. So, you know, from somebody who saw pretty much every practice Jerry Jeudy has at Denver Bronco, here's PJ Locke talking about the way Jerry Jeudy moves.
I don't know if you ever seen a video of like I don't know if it was like a gazelle or something like that, and like it changed directions like real quick, and everybody started tagging Jude in it. But like that's my image of him. Like it's when he cuts on a dime or making a juke move or something like that, ball in his hands and stuff like that. It's actually amazing to see. So you know, not many receivers has that type of twitch. But like I said, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I know he's gonna be hyped up, you know, coming back to Denver. So we're gonna be hyped up to play against him. So.
Yeah,
hype is there.
Yeah, the hype is there. He's made special. He can make special moves, and on a level, I'm really happy to see that now there's another glimpse of like the talent that was always there. I'll admit that's I do root for him. I won't lie.
You have always felt to warm up to the players that maybe the fans hate. You see more of the human side because fans hated Melvin Gordon. You and Mel were like, I don't want to say pals, but like he always had a good relationship with you.
Yeah.
And Judy, like after he dropped those passes as a rookie, and his drop rate was not as bad as Davante Adams.
Thank you.
Since then, his drop rate wasn't terrible. Yet, what do all people remember? Jerry Jeudy just dropped passes when he was a rookie. Yes.
Yeah, and specifically in one game.
Yes.
But the thing I can say is that Jerry would be his own worst enemy sometimes because
yes.
a few weeks before the drops in Los Angeles, they had that Sunday night game in Kansas City, and of course, he tweeted out, "I got my routes
in, right. I got my
got my steps in, or his routes in, or something like that."
Yeah.
And he deleted it, but as we know, screen captures are forever, and people saw that. And I'm just picturing him on the bus tweeting that, and like, oh man, Jerry, don't. There were times with Jerry, I just wish that I could kind of, in Animal House when you got like the little angel and the devil, that sometimes you just wish you could be the conscience on his shoulder. Like, Jerry, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah. And I think maybe today, specifically the Tony Grossi comments, that's where he's, again, getting in his own way.
Yeah.
Just go play good football, Jerry.
Just play good football, be respectful. But, man, he can be honest to a fault. Again, going back to that moment last October where he's, talking about the routes and he's saying, watch the film. And I'm, Jerry, and in my mind, I'm like, Jerry, yeah, I watched the film. I see you getting open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Russ ain't seeing you. But you can't say these things, man. I mean, you gotta rein that stallion in, buddy.
Well, Pat Surtain will have a thing or two, and the chat room was asked about Riley Moss. Tomorrow's show will be more of, because tomorrow is Friday, even though tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday, so we're going to have our injury report that we can rely on the most.
True, but Riley Moss not practicing today. Listed as DNP Thursday for that walkthrough, as it were, the estimated injury report. So if you're not seeing him Wednesday and Thursday and it's an MCL injury, you're probably not going to see him on Monday night, I'd say. I would be flabbergasted if he plays on Monday.
Yes.
So we'll kind of reset that. So it's going to be Levi Wallace getting a lot of run. And this is why you signed Levi Wallace. Remember, it was going to be Levi and Riley in competition, and then Levi got hurt, and Riley kind of took control when Levi was down. Doesn't mean Levi Wallace can't play. It just means you had. And you know what? You had experience there as your number 4 corner, and at some point you were going to have to lean on it. At some point you were going to have to cash that check. Well, here we are. Probably have to cash that check with him playing, and the Broncos, I would argue, are in better shape if they have to go to a 4th cornerback than most teams are, and we saw that with the Raiders on Sunday. By the way, speaking of the Raiders, how have we gotten through this show and not talked about what went down this afternoon?
Tell me, Mace.
Oh, you're not aware of what happened at the end of Raiders Chiefs?
What happened at the end of Raiders Chiefs?
Okay. So, first of all, the Raiders have already had a chance to take the lead 20-19 a few minutes earlier and missed a field goal. Chiefs punt, give the ball back to the Raiders. They drive downfield again. They're in field goal range. The line isn't quite set. The snap comes off, and you see flags fly. The Aiden O'Connell's not ready for the snap. Kansas City falls on it. So the official on the far side is signaling false start. Okay? False start, as you know, play is dead. The fumble recovery wouldn't happen. So that official, he throws the flag from the far sideline, signals false start. There's a conference with the officials. And then out of the conference emerges the call illegal shift, not false start. An illegal shift can be declined, doesn't make it dead. Chiefs ball, they win the game.
Okay. There we go.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the NFL is rigged in favor of the Chiefs crowd. I think got a little evidence today for their case.
I'm watching the play right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Cease?
I don't like it because I don't like that sentiment. This game means so much.
I don't
to me,
either.
Mace. It means so much to me that the illusion that it could be rigged and just the amount of enormity of what it would take to cover that up. Is there a bad ref or two or a ref on the take? We saw it in the NBA. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
These refs are terrible in the NFL. I just don't like the NFL is rigged thing. Because it's just too many people put too much of their heart and blood and sweat and tears into this game. That just upsets me.
I tend to subscribe to Hanlon's razor, which is never attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence.
Some incompetent refs in the NFL.
Yeah, we've seen some bad officiating this year. But man, when you see that making the signal right away, and then it's like, that's the first moment I started thinking maybe something's going on here. Like, because I don't like that either. I mean, look, when the Chiefs beat the Broncos, that wasn't luck. Okay, they were prepared. They had a plan.
They'd studied.
Okay, they studied it. Good for them. That's what great teams do. Today, this was absolute. This was beyond their control. This was good fortune happening to them. But I also believe in the concept of regression to the mean. You keep winning these close games, and eventually you're going to start losing them. I got some flack for this yesterday, but I stand by it. The team, if the Broncos are in the playoffs, the team I want to see in the first round is Kansas City. I think the Broncos win that game.
Let's do it.
I think they go to Arrowhead and win in January. I'm like Jim Fossil. I'm putting my chips on the table if that happens. If Broncos Chiefs happens in January, the Denver Broncos are going to win that football game. And I'm not talking about week 18. I'm talking about if they play in Arrowhead in the playoffs. There you go. But you got to get there first, which means you got to play well against Cleveland and take care of business, because you got a nice little break from Green Bay taking care of Miami last night, which looked totally lost there in the cold and snow flurries of Lambeau Field. But you got to keep taking care of business. You could get a break from the Steelers helping you on Sunday if they beat the Bengals. And guess what? If you lose to the Browns, you can give it all back. So got to take care of business here. Got to get things done. Man, I can't believe you didn't see that last hour. It was like this has been like a
Mace you dog. I watched the coach's tape, not to sound like an aloha, and I have to clean that up so we don't get demonetized. I don't like watching game broadcasts. I don't like seeing Jason Kelsey. I'm pissed that the Hallmark Channel has a Chiefs movie now. A Chiefs Christmas. Yeah.
My mom informed me about that yesterday. It comes on tomorrow night, actually.
And I think Mrs. Kelsey is in. I don't have any problem with their mom, of course. But, like, I can't stand Jason. Can't stand Travis. Don't care who he's banging. Don't care anybody. Don't care about the wife's podcast. Well, to tell the truth, or not going to lie, the Kelseys are overrated and tired. Maybe not overrated for Jason or Travis. But, like, not going to lie, but the Kelseys, I'm sick of them. Absolutely sick of them. So, yeah, I don't watch game broadcasts. I'll watch coach's tape, which will be available for the team I get access from in about, 30 minutes. But anyway, I have dinner plans.
Special.
So, yes, of course. That's my humble brag. Not to cut things short, but I have dinner plans, and I'm 7 minutes late. So,
Oh,
We got to run, Mace. How do we help? And we're almost there, everybody. By the way, the people want the updated number, 15,589. You guys have responded in a huge way. Not
So
all of you
here's
have
the-
yet subscribed.
So the information is we need 411, 411 more.
That is correct.
I'm here for you, man. And how can you help us out? You can like,
Comment,
share,
subscribe,
hit that notification bell.
so that you
Never miss a vid.
vid. That's right. He's Andrew Mason. He's got the 411. I'm Cecil Lammey, and I'm hungry and funny. Well, I'm laughing. That's good, right? It's the best.
Yes,
medicine.
it is.
We appreciate you very much. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you tomorrow for a Saturday show, and then Sunday we're doing like an hour-long pregame show. So get ready for that one Sunday afternoon. We've got you right here. He's Mace. You follow him on all the socials at Mace Denver. I'm at Cecil Lammey saying OBT's BFD. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and stay frosty.